Hello everyone, I'll be going over the top 5 best weapons for Soul Reapers, but here's a disclaimer. If you don't have at least 400 elo, your opinion does not matter, so don't comment. Anyway, the thing about Murasama, it's also his number 5 by the way, I forgot to tell you that. The thing about Murasama has two different variations, the OG and a modern. Now with the modern variation, as you can see in the clip display here, has a standing crit and a moving crit. Now, they both stun you. The thing I really like about it, once you get hit by it, there's nothing you can do. Like, literally nothing. No evasive, no getting out of it. And I'm pretty sure it's true unblockable. You can't block it or parry it at all. I could be wrong, but yeah. I know a lot of you will call this garbage. It is pretty mediocre. Damage-wise, it's solid. But yeah, cooldown is pretty steep. But let's move on to OG Murasama crit. Now, this one has 4 different variations. Like, it does 4 different things. I can't tell you from the top of my head, because truly, I really don't remember. But you have the option of getting the OG version back. And it's long range, does solid damage, cooldown is pretty steep. But this weapon is very versatile. It works, works with a lot of C guys, pretty good. And it's pretty damn useful. It just takes away certain aspects of your build. Like, you're basically nerfing someone mid-fight. I'm talking about the OG version, by the way. The new modern version, you're basically Stratus Strike, for being honest. You'll basically have like a super, you'll have Stratus Strike as a crit, if that makes sense. That's like the easiest way I can explain it. But you can see me using it in this clip display here. But let me know if you agree with this number 5 pick or not. Now, they'll start getting better throughout the video. Alright, number 4 is Yamato, aka Dimensional Sword, aka Unstable. Now, Yamato is a weapon I've had for about a year now. On my OG speed build, 65 speed Yamato, blah blah blah, Kyoka, whatever. But the thing I don't understand about Yamato, it's like a speed-based weapon, so why doesn't it have the fastest M1s in the game? The weapon that has the fastest M1s in the game is Murasama, which is Kendo, which makes no sense to me. Anyway, the crit has an 8-second cooldown. Crit itself, it has a passive. Once you land all the blue slashes, it does an overlay of extra slashes that disables slash stuff, which is pretty damn good. That's only if you land the entire crit. Now 8 seconds for a crit is measly. You can get that back easily. Now, it does have limited range, like you do like a step, there's a bunch of slashes after that. Boom. Can you combo extend into it like other crits? Not really. So that's why it's number 4. It's very limited limited in some aspects. It used to be fast to the point where you can get out of Hagana combos by just M1ing. But at its current state, sometimes it really works, but in its current meta, it's unreliable. But the thing is, in mode, why am I talking about mode? I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway, Yamato is a solid weapon. It definitely deserves to be in top 5 for sure. And we're talking about the Soul Reaper Yamato. Don't even get me started on the Ron Card Quincy. They have it way better. I've been saying Soul Reaper Yamato needed a rework or a freaking buff, which it did get. Just give it its original M1 speed back, bro. Yamato just feels so slow. Now the crit is fine. The crit in its current state is pretty solid, so I can't complain. But justice for Soul Reaper Yamato. It could be way, way, way better. On to the next, number 3. Alright, number 3 is Reishi Talon, which is a Hagana Keto weapon. Now, this weapon has technically 2 crits, but one is like a half of the crit. Now, let's say if you have the full crit with Reishi Talon, it's a stun lock and hyper armor. If you have a certain Hagana build, this weapon is damn near unstoppable, and the amount of pressure the crit can put out is insane. Now, personally, I'm going off what I fought. This weapon is like, from what I know, this hasn't been nerfed at all. Not at all. Super hard to counter. I could be wrong. I just had trouble fighting it myself. That's why it's number 3. But just because of that, it's solely above Yamato and Murasama at its current state. Because if you're using a hybrid build with airwalk and this, what can you do? I don't know the crit cooldown or whatever, but the damage and how easy it is to hit, it just works, bro. I never used this before, keep that in mind, but I'm going off what I fought. Shit is broken. And only a small amount of players use this weapon, because it forces you into a certain build, which is pretty damn broken. So not really much to say, but Reishi Talon is number 3 for a reason. It's probably easy to parry in reality. I just haven't fought it that much, but I've never beat someone with this weapon before. High damage, easy to hit, and it's Hagana, so of course it's gonna be a little broken. What do you expect? Alright, number 2 is Rapier. You could have guessed this. This thing was so broken to the point it had to get nerfed like 3 separate times. Lowered the damage, they did everything they can to make this weapon bad, and it's still not bad, bro. What I really like about it, it works with so many different builds. Instead of getting longsword or dimensional sword, you can just get rapier, bro. Now, the crit cooldown is kind of steep, but it's fair. For what it is, crit is super easy to land, it's a free combo extender, and the amount of pressure you can put out with it is unbelievable, bro. Now, the reason why it's not number 1 is because the weapon that's above it has 2 crits, and it just puts out more damage in its current state. It could get nerfed in the future, but Rapier deserves to be in the top 5 for sure. Now, what it works best with is probably Kendo, because if you do the crit, it's going to eviscerate. There's nothing you can do against that. CG's. Works best with Kendo, it just flows like butter with it. Or it's pretty solid with speed too. It's pretty solid with speed. Can't complain. This is like my go-to weapon. Let's say if I don't know what to use right now, I'll go back to Rapier. You feel me? Anyway, on to the next, the finale, number 1. Let's go. Alright, number 1 is undoubtedly Fire Knight Katana. At its current state, it's the strongest weapon in the game for Soul Reapers, honestly. It has 2 crits. One, you rush someone with fire, lay it down on the ground, and get knocked away. And the second is a long range attack. These 2 crits, you can play keep away or play very aggressive. It allows you to play 2 different play styles, which is pretty good on its own. What it works best with, it can go either way. Speed, Kendo, either way. It's still good. The damage on it is good, low cooldowns, etc. Not much to say about it, but glazing it is pretty damn broken in its current state. Now I'm expecting in the upcoming weeks it'll get more and more nerfed. That's with any weapon. All them niggas do is go on the rank, get beat by a build, then they nerf it like this. The way to sum up how Cetro balances skin. But anyway, I digress. Fire Knight Katana is definitely above the last 4. It sits on Yamato, Murasama. It could go hand in hand with Rapier, but in its current state, it's the best weapon in the game. No debate. I'm sure you guys can agree with this. If you're really a Soul Reaper main, like if you're using water, I don't know why some of you guys still use longsword. I know it's old and reliable, but let longsword go, bro. Longsword is not good anymore. Go to hell and get the Fire Knight Katana. It's way better, super easy kit, and I'm sure it's worth your time. Anyway, I'm gonna do some honorable mentions, and we'll start that right now. Alright guys, here are the honorable mentions. Consider this top 10 at this point because I'm including so much stuff. Unsealed Rage is basically a berserk-like weapon. It chokes you, slams you to the ground, and you get a giant slash if you do it 3 times in a row. Damage is good, low cooldowns. This weapon is never gonna get nerfed because it's a gimmick weapon. You need a certain C guy to use it. Same case with Set of Thunder. Anyway, we'll talk about that. That crit is basically your C move, but it's a crit, it's a weapon. Your C move made into a weapon. That weapon is pretty good. I'll include that into the honorable mentions. What else did I miss? Oh, longsword. Longsword, it's okay. It's pretty solid. If you don't roll anything, and you just left with longsword, it's still worth using. So yeah. What else? Oh, Odachi. If I were doing a top 10, I would put Odachi as number 7. Odachi is just so reliable, but like landing those crits are kind of hard, bro. You gotta be skilled to use Odachi. Using it at its peak, it's pretty solid, but the other weapons are much easier to use. And what else? Am I missing anything else? I'm trying to include all the weapons, not like Hagana styles or whatever. Oh, Object is pretty good too. They gutted it though. It's not even worth talking about. It's hard to talk about it, right? It's hard to talk about it. Object, they nerfed it to the ground. It used to have, the weapon didn't have a cooldown, bro. But I abused the hell out of it when it didn't have a cooldown. Now, it's basically universal pull from Pain from Naruto. You pull someone in, then you explode some impact. You can consecutively do that back to back. Now, you can just get hit by it, and it just does positive damage. It doesn't guard break anymore, which defeats the whole purpose of the crit to me. But it's okay. I ain't even tripping about it. Oh, Greatsword. Greatsword is pretty good too. Now, the crit doesn't have high form or anything, but it's like, when you do the crit, it does 2 hits, if you get what I'm saying. And it flows really well with fire, guys, specifically. It's like, you can do a whole true combo with that. So, Greatsword is pretty good. What's next? I'm not getting most of the Soul Reaper weapons, like the base weapons, they're ass, bro. I'm sorry. They're garbage. But that's it for honorable mentions. That's all I have to say for real. we don't really have good weapons like the Rockars and Sequences. You guys have good. Soul Reapers don't have good select sword. We do have a few good weapons, but compared to Rockars and Sequences, you guys got it. But anyway, like, subscribe, and let me know if you agree with the list or not, and tell me what I did wrong and what can I do better.